What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with a brand new review for The Real Housewives of Miami, Season 7, Episode 7, you guys. And this episode was titled Textual Tension. Now, before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys are not subscribed yet, then need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that big favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and discuss the Real Housewives of Miami, shall we? All right, so one thing more before we get into the review. So tonight is the panel, and I will be hosting the panel tonight. So be sure to join us at 7 Central Time. So, and we will discuss last night's episode of Miami. Also, before I get into it, definitely want you guys to tell me what you guys thought and felt about last night's episode of The Real Housewives of Miami. I want to know what you thought. For me personally, that episode, it was a lot, and I have some opinions, and we'll talk about them. Now, let's go ahead and start up with the person. Let's see, who gave the least in this episode? That'll be Larsa. Nothing personal, Larsa. You just didn't give me a whole lot. So the episode, I'll start with Larsa, and then we'll work our way around. So Larsa is letting us know that she is going to be designing her dream closet. And I was like, okay. I was like, this very much so gives Erica Girardi from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That was her storyline all last season, that she was redecorating that house that she has out there. So I was like, okay, so seems like a little bit of a recycled storyline, but whatever. No biggie, right? So Larsa still has her penthouse, and she says that with the penthouse, it doesn't feel family ready. So she bought a house, right? And the house isn't ready for her to move in. So that's why she is out, looking for. That's why Larsa is out, doing the stuff for the house, right? And so we see as Stephanie joined her, and I was like, oh God. Now, yeah, I will be like real honest with you guys when it comes to Stephanie. For me, Stephanie is going to be a no, because Stephanie is just very annoying, right? So Lars and Stephanie are looking at the closets, and they were very beautiful. But Stephanie's like, oh my God, it's glass. This is glass. Oh my God, Larsa, fingerprints, this and that. And I was like, oh, Stephanie, ma'am, I really need you to stop. Like, you are irritating as hell. So then Larsa talked to Stephanie about this whole situation with Lisa. And once again, Larsa wants to reiterate that when it comes to Lisa, that Lisa is low on friends, but she can coexist with Lisa. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, Larsa. Now, here's my thing. You and Lisa move forward. Why not just say, yeah, I met up with Lisa. Lisa and I are good. So that's it. And leave it at that. You don't have to bring up the fact that she's low on friends. Again, Larsa, the same thing could possibly be said about you. Are you low on friends? And this is not a read. I'm just saying, again, because the Kardashians, those girls cut you loose like a bad habit. But that's all we got with Larsa. So that's it with Larsa. And so this episode mostly consisted of Julia and Gertie. So I guess we'll go to, because a big thing of this episode was Gertie. So we'll go ahead and talk about Julia real quick. Now, we do see Martina and Julia. So they went to the farm with the two boys, Luca, and I forgot what the other little boy's name is. They're very cute little boys. But what I will say is when it comes down to Julia, I still have a side eye for her. I really do. Like this season is really allowing me to see Julia for who she really is. So we see as Alexia and both Adriana, came to the farmhouse to see the boys, and Alexia comes bearing gifts for the boys, talking about Tia. And if you don't know what Tia means, Tia in Spanish means auntie. And in my personal opinion, this ain't nothing, shady. Well, it is shady. But in my personal opinion, when I saw Alexia with them little boys, it didn't give Thea. It really truly didn't give Thea. It gave this is a scene, and I'm gonna pretend as if I'm, really playing like I'm Thea to these little boys. Hey, Lot Queen, how are you doing today? That's what it gave to me. You guys can tell me what you think and what you feel, but those are the vibes that I got from Alexia with those boys. Now, while they're at the farmhouse, Karamo Brown. Now, you guys may know Karamo from quite a few shows. I most notably know Karamo from his time on the Real World Philadelphia, and that was that was like what the early 2000s when he was on that show. Hold on, you guys. My bad, y'all. I had to clear my throat. So yeah, I remember Karamo from the Real World Philadelphia, and again, like I said, I don't remember. I know it's been years since it's been years since he was on the Real World. So what up, Kiwan? How you doing today? Yeah, why my boss just put like it just shows that we had a huddle on my calendar. Never mind. If I missed anything, you can tell me when I get later. So Karamo called Julia to let Julia know that I'm gonna be great when 4:30 hits, when I'm able to log off for the day of work. So Karama called Julia to let Julia know that he is being honored with, by some kind of a LGBT task force down there in Miami, where they fight for justice for people in the LGBT community. And I found it quite ironic listening to Julia because I was like, Julia, your wife is do I want to call her wife transphobic? Do I want to call Martina trans? Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to call her transphobic, right? Because Martina don't see it for the trans community. Martina doesn't see it for the trans community. But okay, I mean, Julia's talking about her people. I was like, are they really your people? Because again, your wife and that's crazy. I always find it interesting when people who are part of communities go against other people in their community. Like I really find that odd. But yeah, Martina is not for the trans. Yep. Martina is not for the trans. And also we found out Martina is not for surrogacy. IVF. Martina. Yeah, this could be Julia's last season, if in my personal opinion, but it is what it is. Now we did see Karamo invited all the ladies to his event, right? So we see as everyone is getting ready to go to the event, we see Stephanie. So Stephanie went to go pick up Marisol, and she picked her up in a Rolls Royce. And in the back seat, they're making a cocky. I was like, oh God, here we go with this damn cocky shit. I ain't heard cockies all season, and now I have to, and we 7 episodes in, and now I hear a damn cocky. But okay, whatever. Oh no, you're right on time. You say, oh no, I'm late. Hey JB, hope you're doing well. Pete, please read Julia into the ground. Oh no, you're right on time because I've already talked about Larsa. What I've already talked about is Larsa, and it really wasn't a whole lot to discuss with Larsa. So now we're finna get into. Now we're just talking about Julia. So we found out that Marisol went and got her colon checked, and which that's something I don't know what age they say get your colon checked, but I know the older you get, you definitely should. I think it's like what your 50s when you should get your colon checked. But I'm not a medical doctor, so I don't want to say, hey, whatever. Now, we see Karamo. So Karamo comes up to Julia, Julia. I was like, oh my God, will you stop? And the crazy thing with Karamo is you have a talk show. Now, I don't know if anybody watches this talk show, but you got a talk show. You are on that show, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. I don't know who watches that show, but you have a big name, Karamo, at this point. You're not Karamo from the real world anymore. You have a big name. Now, do I see it for Karamo? Absolutely not. He's not my cup of tea, but that's neither here nor there, right? So then we are introduced to Carmen, who is Kiki's friend, and Carmen is from Drag Race. Now, you guys, I've never watched Drag Race, so I don't know Carmen. So if you guys know anything about her, let me know in the comment section. Then, what else happened? Oh, Karamo was also telling what's her name, Stephanie, that she smells like money. I was like, she smells like somebody else's money, but okay, neither here nor there. So then Lisa was talking to, I believe it was Alexia and Marisol about, and I think Adriana was there, and they were talking about her meeting when it came to Larsa, and how Larsa was saying that, when they had their meeting, that, remember when I had that party last week that Alexia hosted, how Alexia was saying, well, no, not Alexia, Larsa said that because everybody was putting so many flags into Lisa's vase, that Lisa was a narcissist. So Lisa said that she called Larsa a larcenist. And I was like, that was a good one, Lisa. That was a good one. But she says that, I guess her and, they're going to coexist with each other, right? So we also found out from Alexia, because Alexia was texting Todd. So Alexia lets us know, well, lets Marisol know and us know, that she and Todd went out the night before. She was like, did y'all kiss? And she was like, yeah, we made out. I was like, oh my God, Alexia. Why would you let this man continuously play in your face? Like, I just don't get it. Like, the DICK can't be that good to let this man continuously play in your face, because you look plumb stupid, ma'am. You look a fool. But if Alexia likes it, what is JB gonna say? I love it. I love it for Alexia. That's her life. I'm gonna let her live it. So Gertie then is talking to the ladies about having a party to celebrate. It's a celebration of life, especially with her dealing with cancer and all that she's had to go through. So that's what she wants to do. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't even have a problem with that. And that's where we're gonna. So let me get to that point, because that is the crux of this episode. So we're gonna wrap up the episode with Gertie. Now, let me say, shall I put Lisa on the screen? Gertie. So, what I will say is, if anybody feels any type of way, because am I gonna go in? Not. I'm gonna go in, because these ladies are hypocrites. But I'll get to it. So Gertie is having a big but small intimate event. She said a party for about 40 people. Now, I was looking at that room. I was like, is that 40 people? Because it looked like it was more than 40 people. So she's also talking about the fact that there are some women there that have also been through breast cancer. So I love that. Now, typical Gertie, y'all know Gertie. Gertie is over the top. And I was like, oh my God. But I wouldn't expect anything less from Gertie than to be over the top. So we see as Julia was the first one to arrive. And so Julia, she had a conversation with Russell, right? She talked about the boys, and he was like, oh, good luck with that. And I hollered when he said that, because the conversation with him and Julia was very dry. Like, the conversation with him and Julia was very dry. So we also found out that the event space that they're at, this was also previously a Baptist church that Kiki and her mama went to. I said, child, not a Baptist church. Kiwan says, I was not mad at Gertie. I know that's right. I know that's right. So Marisol and Julia were talking because Marisol saw Russell, right? And Julia told her how awkward things were with Russell, and she said he must have just heard Gertie's story, and she's the bad guy. And I was like, wait, lady, pump the brakes, put your foot on the brakes, hard pause. Julia, you've lost your mind. You are out of your rabbit mind. Like, you're out of your mind. And let me tell you why you're out of your mind, Julia. Yes, Russell is absolutely 100% going off of what his wife told him. 100%. Also, his wife is not wrong in what she said happened to her. You were the aggressor. You initiated all that stuff with Gertie. So, Julia, I would love it if you would stop perpetuating that you are the victim in this whole ordeal with you and Gertie. You are the one that started the shit, Gertie. I'm not Gertie, but Julia. You threw the fucking water on her. Like, Julia, go to hell expeditiously. Like, go to hell, Julia. Kiwan says Julia is the bad guy. Absolutely. So we also see as Marisol and Julia sat down to have a conversation. So Julia lets Marisol know that she had went out on a date with Alexia and Todd, and how Todd was saying that he's trying to win Alexia back. I said, say what now? He's trying to do what? How do you try to win somebody back and you are the one that filed for a divorce from that person? Please make that make sense to me. Like, I'm not understanding how you want to win her back, but you filed for the divorce. The divorce has sat for so long that the courts has had to intervene and say either ish or get off the pot. But okay, Alexia likes her, right? Now, while they were talking, Stephanie walked over. Again, you guys, when it comes to Stephanie, I can honestly tell you guys that Stephanie is just a resounding no for me, because I think Stephanie is trying too hard to fit in with the group, and it's not organic, in my personal opinion. Now, if there's anybody out there that likes Stephanie, then you guys can, I mean, that's fine if you guys like Stephanie. Bernie says, now, why was Marisol let me read this again, you guys. Now, why was Marisol so scandalized by Gertie showing messages, but not by Julia throwing drinks at her wedding party? I'll definitely get into that in just a minute, because that's where I think I'm gonna have a huge issue with all these ladies. So Stephanie, I don't know if Stephanie was trying to be funny when it came to Alexia, when she was talking about Alexia's Greek party, that it was for Todd. And Alexia was like, no, it was for all of you all, because you guys are all narcissistic, right? And Stephanie says, so are you. And now, Alexia, ma'am, you are not an empath. Girl, do you know what an empath means? What it means to be an empath? Empathetic, meaning you put yourself in other people's shoes. You have not done that in the last, what, how many seasons? You haven't done this since the show returned, and you didn't do it when the show was originally on Bravo from seasons 1 through 3. So Alexia, shut up with that lie. But I did have to laugh at Alexia when she told she said I'm an empath and I'm not full of myself like you are. I was like, you know what? I have to agree, because I do think Stephanie is full of herself, but Alexia, you're full of yourself as well. Stop playing with me. She couldn't spell empath. She couldn't. She can't even spell empath. Like, Alexia, go to hell. Alexia learned some therapy words in the off season. She must have learned something, because empath, you are not. Because if you were empath, when your friend was doing her dirt to Dr. Nicole, who's gonna be back next week, you would have stopped Marisol, but whatever. Empath my ass. So we see Gertie. So Gertie got up, and Gertie gave a very nice speech to the crowd. And I was like, okay, Gertie, cool. So then once again, in my notes, it says, I'm so sick of Stephanie, right? Because Stephanie keeps talking because they were talking to Carmen. And Stephanie once again wants to say, oh, the Greek party that Alexia had, it was for Todd. And Alexia was like, it was not for Todd. She says, well, it was inspired by him. She said, oh, it was inspired by him because he's a Greek god. I said, a who? A what? Did we saw the same Todd? A Greek god? You know what, Alexia? In your eyes, in your world, maybe Todd is a Greek god. Stephanie called Alexia delusional. I was like, that one I will agree with because she is absolutely delusional. So then the best part of the episode. So Gertie got up because she was going to introduce the performers. Before she introduced the performers, she said she had something that she wanted to address. So she mentions, her character being attacked, right? And then behind Gertie are all the text messages between she and Julia. Adriana was like, oh, Adriana looked, she was like, that's the fucking text messages. Lisa was looking like, oh my God. And Lisa was telling the girls, like, turn around, look behind you, look behind you. Meanwhile, you got Alexia, Marisol, Larsa. Kiki was with them, but Kiki didn't say anything. But you mostly got those three, Alexia, Larsa, and Marisol, like, this is about cancer. She shouldn't have done this here. This is about cancer. Why would you do this? Why would you do this here? Excuse me? Excuse me. Please, slant at this point, don't pump your brakes. Y'all helpers need to slam on them motherfucking brakes because y'all are tripping. How are y'all more upset with what Gertie did at her own? This is Gertie's event. Gertie can do whatever the hell she wants to do at her mother event. It is her event. She paid for it. So if she wants to spoil her party, let her do it. It's her party. She can cry if she wants to. Cry if she wants to. Cry if she wants to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Like, get the hell out of here. They were irritating me. So now Julia is upset. I was like, you're upset because it's in black and white and it's on a big jumbotron for you and for everybody to fucking see it. And in the text messages, and what I will say is, I love the fact that Adriana was like, you know what? I understand why Gertie did it. And she wasn't even pissed off about it. That's a real friend. She's in because she gets that's a friend. She's not upset with she's not upset with what Gertie did, but she doesn't want to also take she doesn't want to be like upset and on Julia's side. I respect that. She's neutral. Now, in the text messages, because Gertie started reading off the text messages, and in the bed of one of the text messages, Julia, you are a MFing liar because you said that Gertie begged you to go on this cruise with you. But the other way around is because you said that and I saw it, because you said, that she just got back from being on the cruise with Russell, but you asked her to come with you. So where did Gertie beg you to come, Julia? Julia, where did this beef come from? With like, did you feel like, and actually, it ain't no did you feel. Why did you think this? Why did you think coming into this season it would be beneficial for you to be up the asses of Marisol and Alexia? And then you say, fuck your friends. Because you've given Gertie your ass to kiss, and you're also giving Adriana your ass to kiss. And I'm not here for either one of it. Like, so go to hell, Julia. So the Three Stooges plus Stephanie are upset. And Stephanie, ma'am, mind your business. You just got here. So they're all like, oh, this is for cancer. This is for cancer. Why would she do that? Why would she do that? Because it's her event. She can do whatever the hell she damn well pleases. If y'all don't like it, get the fuck up and walk out the door. And that's exactly what they did. And then Alexia, when she tried to have like Alexia and Marisol, it's like they were trying to chastise and reprimand Gertie for what she did as they were leaving out. Gertie was telling them bye, but I would have said, okay, if you don't like what I did, if you don't agree with what I did, you can leave. Goodbye. You're not walking fast enough. Get the hell, like, you're not walking fast enough. You said you're leaving. Walk on. Get out. Go. No one is asking you to stay. No one is forcing y'all to stay. You tight-faced asses. No one is forcing you tight-faced heifers to stay. And then Larsa's over there upset. I'm like, Larsa, ma'am, you're the same person who takes everything to the pits of hell. You take everything to the pits of hell. So why are you upset? Like, girl, go to hell. Kiwan says, if you ask me, I think the 3 Botox bed wenches set this whole thing up and Julia took the bait. I wouldn't be surprised. So they're outside, right? So now Stephanie, instead, she's like, well, I want to hear what Gertie has to say. And I want to be neutral. Ma'am, the time to be neutral was when you were in there, but instead you were up Mo, Larry, and Curly's ass. Now you want to be neutral. You're not neutral, ma'am. Although I'm not a huge fan of Alexia, I was here for Alexia saying, well, if you want to go back in there and kiss Gertie's ass, go back in there. I was like, that's exactly what she's trying to do. She's trying to kiss Gertie's ass and she's trying to kiss y'all's ass. Bravo, why did y'all bring her on? She's not for me. Then on top of that, Stephanie, I got one last question. Damn. I got one last question, Stephanie, and then I'm about to hop off of here, you guys, because I got to go to lunch. But Stephanie, why do you keep bringing up Alexia's marriage? Granted, is Todd a piece of, horse manure, cow manure? Absolutely. But you seem very pressed and obsessed and like you want to have an issue with Alexia. And I'm just not understanding it. But hey, that's all I got, you guys. Feel free to let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comments below, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. And also, you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, share, comment, and subscribe. Because I forgot what my closing is, but whatever. Yeah, you guys. So again, I will be hosting the panel tonight. So it will be on my channel at 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So yeah, you guys, I will see you guys then. And also, you guys know that the Real Housewives of Orange County, that comes on tonight. So be sure to catch me live tomorrow. I have it scheduled for noon, but I'm also going into the office tomorrow. So it may not be at noon. We may go about 1 o'clock. I'm not sure. But either way it go, keep your eyes on the community tab and I'll update you guys on whatever it is that I'm doing. But until the next video, you guys, also Divorce Sisters. I have not watched that yet, but that will be up sometime tomorrow as well. That'll probably be up before. So tomorrow's Friday. So you got Let's Get Into the Blogs, They Cutting the Fool, and Divorce Sisters. And I think that this was the mid-season finale of Divorce Sisters. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was the mid-season finale. So yeah, but I'll see you guys for that. And that is all I got. As always, you guys, please, again, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. Drink your water. Stay hydrated. Stay indoors if you can, especially with this damn heat wave that we're going through. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.